travels to find Glasgow in Jamaica. I discovered the legend of Treasure Beach and how many people there believe they are descendants of an ancient Scottish shipwreck, like local journalist Errol Moxham.
I believe very strongly that there is some truth to the legend of a Scottish shipwreck in the area. It is hard to explain otherwise why such a large concentration of persons of Scottish descent would have descended on this particular area. I've been to Scotland. I walked the streets of Glasgow and I saw quite a bit of the beautiful architecture. I explored the connections between Scotland and Jamaica. Some of it not the most positive, but that's part of our history.
And did you feel at home there?
Oh, I felt very much at home, and I was struck by some of some of what I saw in terms of, or heard in terms of the accents, some of the words, and certainly Jamaicans will say things like I. For yes. The Jamaican patois is essentially the local dialect that is it's a mixture of English and perhaps some influences out of our African ancestry. So some words are not, you would find it difficult to understand some of what we say. I'm not particularly good at it myself.
Okay.
But certainly if you walk around to Treasure Beach and listen to people, you will hear them speaking in the local dialect, which can be difficult for an outsider to understand.
I was chatting to Errol when I spotted a very familiar look. I'm wondering how your red hair was, how people react in Jamaica to your red hair.
Well, I think actually people take it strange. Like even when I'm going to school, it was like really strange to like people seeing me with this red hair for the first time. And all these guys asking me if it's dye or dyed or something like that.
The sun was just about to set, but I was still determined to make it to Glasgow, even if it was in the dark. And then 2 hours later... So we've just arrived in Glasgow. It couldn't be more different from the Glasgow that we know. It's essentially a sugar plantation, which I assume is what it was originally. From my travels around Jamaica, I can only assume that this was called Glasgow because a merchant came here, set up a plantation, and he was from Glasgow. So although it's completely different to the city that we know, I think it's a reminder here in Jamaica of the history and the connection between Glasgow and Jamaica. So I might have found an area called Glasgow 4,500 miles away, but for me the most important discovery was the little bit of home that I seen in the people of Jamaica, in their interests, in their language, in their stories, their genetics and even their breakfast. Our connection with the island is undeniable and I hope it continues for centuries more.